Goose. You come with me.
He's getting the baby.
Don't panic. You wobbly weirdo. Stop flapping. Not higher. You're grossing me out. Oh, you're freaking out. You're freaking. Chill out. Fucking freaking. She just needed to be down for a moment.
Yeah.
Hey there, homesteaders. So this week we have a new little addition to our homestead family. Her name is Screamin' Mimi because she loves screaming.
You doing good? You gonna be a star? She is a bantam, silky, and she's what's the color? She's
I don't
chestnut.
remember.
No.
I mean, yeah, we could call it that. I don't remember her official name. She's molting right now, so
Partridge.
yeah, Partridge.
I don't know.
Something like that though. It's kind of like a calico cat.
Yeah.
She's a bearded silky. I don't know if you can totally see that, but she's got a little beard in there.
Hi.
And she's molting, so she's not as pretty as she's gonna be right now, but we love her all the same. All her screaming all day long. So today we're gonna be just talking to you about this little girl and how the process of having her join our other chicken, so finally making a two-bird flock, because unfortunately we did lose our sweet Titsy, so we had to get a new friend for special, and here she is.
And kitchen stuff. I'm gonna cook chili. Screamin' Mimi's 5-alarm pumpkin chili with the last pumpkin that we still have from growing them this summer.
That sounds good. We can put some of them jalapenos in it.
Yeah.
Every episode, jalapenos. So we're just going to let this sweet little bird wander around in the high tunnel for a bit before we take her back to the yard and make sure that Special doesn't get too mad that we're taking her away for a little bit.
So, let's do it. Let's do this thing.
Yeah. Chicken away. We're Kaliki and Brett, a rugged and adventurous gay couple who are sick and tired of clashing with life in the city.
So we decided to head into the desert to chase our dreams and thrive.
Along with our furry friends Chuck and Momo,
We'll explore DIY projects, tiny house construction, gardening, hiking, cooking,
and share what it looks like to jump headfirst into homesteading.
So subscribe and join us on our dusty adventures to build this desert dwelling.
So this little girl came to us from another flock, and she was a younger one they were trying to introduce, and they didn't take to her too well, so they were picking on her pretty hard. I think since we only have Special right now, and even though Special's adjusting as well, this one's got plenty of room to kind of get used to the area, and she can hide out in a tiny little space if she needs to. She does love it out here in the high tunnel. What you doing? You got those pretty blue ears. You got them funny toes. You got 5 toes instead of 4. Or is it 6? It's 5.
5 to 4. Yeah, there's usually just 3 in the front and 1 in the back, but she has like 2 in the back, I think.
Look at her go. She is having some problems with her feet. We think she may have some scaly leg mites, but we're going to monitor that as she goes through the molting process, because we also haven't had a bird molting before. So we're not sure if this is just something that happens or if we're going to have to do a full treatment to her and Special now to get rid of those. Super excited to be adding her to our family and hoping she does well here. She seems to get along pretty well with Chuck and Momo. It's surprising, but she's definitely more accustomed to cats, dogs, and humans than other chickens.
Yeah, and we have that clip from the other day of like her with Chuck, and then she like freaked out, he freaked out, they scared each other. That was cute. We can put that in right now.
When Special's trying to get at her, she's definitely using Momo as a little barrier to hide out. It's really sweet, but Momo's kind of confused by the whole situation. Who's hiding behind you, Momo? It's Mimi.
You come see me. Birdie, please. Chicky. You have a spider web on your head. Come here, Chicky. She loves eating spiders out of the compost.
That is probably what it is, huh?
Like, I just know that anytime I've looked, there's like a million tiny spiders in it. You have spider webs all over your face. You're a spider web chicken. What are you doing? What are you doing with all those spider webs? They're all over her.
What you got all over your head? We don't like to separate her too much from Special because I know sometimes it can create a whole new reintroduction process, but it's also nice to give her a little break so she can roam around and not have that anxiety going on of another bird finding her. You love grass. Let's take her by this giant grass over here.
Yeah.
Look at this grass. Look at this grass, Mimi. What do you think of that? Looks pretty nice. Dream come true. That mound of grass is bigger than you are. Alright, well she's had enough time out here to run free. Why don't we take her back into the yard and see how things are gonna go with her and Special again. I'm just hiding back here so they can do their thing without me. You happy now, Special? You got her hiding out somewhere? Luckily, I found all her little hiding spots and made sure she's got food. Silly bird. You guys are okay, though. You'll be sleeping together tonight and it'll all be fine. What you want, Special? I gotta go help your new sister. She's got a little cocklebur thing, a little seed. Stuck to the top of her head though, and I gotta get it out. Sweetie, you're okay. Oh, what is that? Oh, sweetie. I got that little cocklebur seed thing off of her head. This is what was stuck in the feather right in the center of Mimi's head. Poor thing. She didn't like it. I feel sad because I had to pluck out a feather and all the other birds were always picking on her, so I hope she doesn't mind. I hope she knows I'm helping her. It's bedtime, Special. Head on home. Go on. You know where you're supposed to go. Good girl.
Don't mess around.
You always just gotta get a last few little snacks before you head in there. She always does this. Get on. Get on.
Georgina. Ta-ta.
There you go. Get on in there. Good girl. Come on.
Good night, girls.
Good night. So chickens are really social creatures, and usually you don't want to have less than 3 hens in your flock, but we started with 3. One turned out to be a rooster, so we had to do away with him, which there's our homesteading animals episode. We go into that a bit further. And then Titsy passed away not that long ago, so we were left with just Special. And that was definitely not enough. She started doing some things a little bit differently, which kind of seemed like she was definitely lonely, like sleeping by our window at night and kind of following us everywhere. So we got this other bird. She was the only one that we could find in the area, and she's definitely a lot smaller, so Special's kind of strange with her, but they're slowly getting along. It's definitely not like so aggressive that anybody's getting really hurt. But even with just these 2 birds, our flock is not big enough, and so when spring comes around, we definitely are going to get a couple more chicks and try to raise them so they can have each other and then introduce them to these 2. We're not sure how that's going to work out. We're definitely just winging this, but if we had more electricity here, we would definitely just get some eggs and incubate them and hatch them ourselves right now, but we can't do that with the amount of solar power we're getting on these kind of overcast and short days. Luckily, the days are finally starting to get longer though, so our power will just improve from this point on. We've gotten past the darkest days of winter, thank goodness. It's really hard not to pamper Mimi all the time. She's so lovable and just wants our attention. But the more special treatment that we give her, the more Special gets upset. So we try to make Mimi some special little places that Special is too big to fit into, so she can have a little peace and quiet and enjoy herself and hopefully put on some weight without getting harassed from Special all the time. I don't know if that's the best idea, but I also want to make sure that she's getting food and water and being taken care of. We're not sure what's going to happen, but we're doing our best. It may be warming up a little bit out here in the high tunnel, but I'm still pretty cold, and I'm excited for that pumpkin chili that Brett's working on, so why don't we head back over to the house and check out what's happening in Brett's kitchen.
Oh, hi, Christopher. Come on in. Oh, look, Chuck came to say hi, too. Chuck, get off. This is the counter. I'm gonna cook on this. Gosh. So I'm gonna start today by chopping up everything that I'm gonna need. I've got my pumpkin. That I'm gonna peel and dice. And then I've got an onion I'm gonna chop up. Some garlic. And some jalapenos that we pickled a couple months ago. So now I've got all my vegetables chopped up. I'm gonna start making the chili. First thing I'm gonna do is sweat the onions in a little bit of oil. And I'm gonna add in my dried spices. So here I have some chili powder, some cumin, a little bit of cocoa powder, and some Cheyenne chili powder from our friend Little Salty Homesteader. I'm gonna add in some whole cumin seed as well. Add in a can of tomatoes. I'm gonna add in my pumpkin and let that cook for a little while. Now I've just got to let this come up to a simmer and cook until these start to get soft. And by these, I mean the pumpkin chunks. Everything else is soft already. Once it's almost as tender as I want it, I'm going to add in a couple cans of beans. I'm going to use a can of black beans and a can of red kidney beans today, but any kind of beans you like would be good in this as well. Just let that cook until pumpkin is as soft as I want it, and it's ready to go.
This looks so good. You put some of my Voila vegan
Voila.
It's just a weird word. Voila, voila.
I just thought it was like Violife, but I don't know. It
Oh.
makes sense what you're saying, like voila,
Voila, voila.
Yeah,
I have no idea. But so there's some of that on there?
Yeah, some of that aged vegan cheddar, and I put some Swiss cheese on top of mine because that's what I had.
So good. It smells great. Mmm. Ooh, spicy.
Screaming Mimi.
Spicy, just like that screaming Mimi. It's so cool how long pumpkin just like is shelf stable and just will sit here.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we picked that pumpkin probably like October, beginning of October.
I think so.
Where'd this jalapeno come from? It's so
Those
crispy.
are the ones that I just fermented the other day. The one that I knocked over and the stopper came out.
Yeah. So it's the jalapenos interrupted.
Yeah, it only fermented for, I guess, like a week and a half, probably.
They're so crispy, it's so nice.
Yeah. Yeah, they didn't get very sour, but they did, like, soften a little bit. And
Yeah, they almost just seem like fresh. I love when we just have everything. Like, we didn't have to go to the store for any of this.
Yeah.
We just came up with a thing with all the stuff we've had.
well, we hope you enjoyed this week's episode and getting a little glimpse into our little growing family with little Screamin' Mimi and our Screamin' Mimi's chili. Maybe you'll make it yourself or tell me how you'll change it up. Also, if you want this recipe along with others and so many more, check out our Patreon page for behind the scenes looks, recipes, everything you ever
Anything.
wanted.
Anything.
Your wildest dreams will come true.
Not quite.
So,
Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next episode of Desert Dwelling.
see you next Tuesday.
Bye!
Bye.
It's nice because this shop is nice.